Guys, crazy FTX news tonight. Ellison and Gary Wang have pleaded guilty to fraud, and of course, they are cooperating with the Department of Justice against Sam Bankman-Fried. So they've been doing nothing about this fraud all this time, kind of like closing the barn door after the horses have already escaped. So now that everybody lost their money, now all of a sudden they have a fire under their butt to actually do something, it seems. Now, there was already speculation that Caroline Ellison was going to roll over and rat on SBF about a week or so ago when she was spotted in New York without any handcuffs on. So that's kind of what grew that speculation, and it was actually correct. But what's weird about this case is obviously, very important people liked all the money that SBF was giving them, and it seemed like they were actually protecting him because they arrested him the day before he was supposed to go testify in front of the Senate. Now, if you're a prosecutor, you want somebody like SBF, who has a big mouth and can't stop talking to everybody, to speak under oath in front of the Senate to incriminate himself as much as he wants to. That's a prosecutor's dream. So why would they arrest him the day before and stop him from doing that unless they were trying to protect him? So now you have Ellison and Gary Wang, the CTO of FTX, are ratting him out. You know, they're going to say we were the low-level people and SBF was the big boss that made all the decisions to commingle funds and make everybody's money go away, essentially. Now, the timing of this news is very curious because SBF just waived his right to extradition to the U.S. and got on a plane earlier today. I wonder how that conversation went. I can imagine that as soon as they took off and were in the air, the prosecutors or the police or the marshals or whoever was escorting him broke the news to him like, oh, by the way, your former girlfriend, Carol Ellison, and your former CTO, Gary Wang, they already pleaded guilty to fraud, and they said that you did it, and they're going to testify against you. Enjoy your flight. You want some peanuts? So the blame is all pinned on SBF now, and so the only way to make this thing go away is maybe to make him go away. Luckily for him, that the old cell that guy J.E. used in the Metropolitan Correction Center is no longer available. You know, the one with the intermittent cameras that go on and off all the time, especially at really important times of the day. Yeah, that MCC is closed down, so SBF won't be using the JE cell, but there is one in Brooklyn where he's going to be residing. So hopefully the cameras work really well in that cell also. So let's go see the details of this news. Now look at this. This may be my new screensaver picture. So here they say Carol Ellison throws SBF under the bus, pleads guilty to fraud, and agrees to cooperate with the DOJ. And as I said, she was spotted in New York just about 10 days ago or so, and she just retained Clinton super lawyer Jamie Gorelick of William Hale, which, as readers may recall, was the #2 ranking member in the Clinton Justice Department. And in a recent interview, she referred to current AG Merrick Garland as her wingman. So she's buddy-buddy with the Attorney General Merrick Garland. And apparently, Zero Hedge asked if Carolyn had rolled on SBF, who was also her former lover. Yikes. So they say that Caroline Ellison has got to boink Bankman-Fried one final time by indeed rolling on him and turning state's evidence in the criminal prosecution of the corpulent Harry Plotter. And if you haven't seen this headline, New York Post called him Harry Plotter, and he begged for bail because he's a depressed vegan. So they say he commingled and stole the client money in his FTX exchange to fund a series of terrible crypto bets at his personal hedge fund, Alameda. SBF's closest associates have pleaded guilty to fraud and agreed to cooperate with U.S. authorities investigating the collapse of the bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange. So they took a plea to avoid even more prison time in exchange for serving up SBF on a silver platter to the feds. So U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said they got guilty pleas and criminal charges against Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang, and his office had brought 8 charges against SBF last week. So Ellison pleaded guilty to 7 counts, including wire and securities fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering, which carry a maximum sentence of 110 years in prison, while Wang pleaded guilty to 4 counts of fraud with a maximum 50-year sentence. So that's going to be real interesting to see if she's facing 110 years, how much does she get her sentence reduced for ratting out SBF, and how much is SBF looking at? Now, here's the strange thing. The document said prosecutors would not oppose bail requests from both defendants under certain conditions, including posting a bond and handing in their travel documents as they awaited formal sentencing. There are people that get charged for a lot less than this, for lying to the FBI or something like that, that don't get any bond. And the SEC and the CFTC also filed civil lawsuits against Ellison and Wang, accusing them of fraud. So you see how they are right on this. They wait till everybody gets defrauded, then wait until they get arrested, and then they file a suit and charge them with some fraud. Real nice. So here they say, as part of their deception, Caroline Ellison and SBF schemed to manipulate the price of FTT, and we're going to look at where FTT is right now in a second, an exchange crypto security token that was integral to FTX to prop up the value of their house of cards, said SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Now, if you don't know, Gary Gensler worked under Carol Ellison's father at MIT in the same department. So her father was the department head and Gary Gensler worked under him. So he's kind of walking a tightrope to make it not look like he's going easy on her, I guess, or to make it look like he's actually doing his job for once. So he also says that Ellison used FTX's customer assets to pay Alameda's debts and diverted billions of dollars of depositors' money to the company to fill a hole caused by a crypto market crash in May, the SEC's complaint alleges. This sounds a lot like what Senator of New Jersey John Corzine did to customers' assets in MF Global, and he never went to jail for that, by the way. And the CFTC said Wang had a hand in creating some of the algorithms that underpinned FTX, which allowed Alameda to maintain an essentially unlimited line of credit on the exchange, giving it an unfair advantage. So they had an unlimited line of credit, so maybe they just kept doubling down as cryptos collapsed until they couldn't double down anymore. Who knows? These critical code features and structural exceptions allowed Alameda to secretly and recklessly siphon FTX customer assets from the FTX platform. And Zero Hedge said Sam better have someone much bigger to rat on, or he is facing about 120 years in FPMITAP. Also, he better get someone to fix his prison cam. If you don't know what this means, it's federal pound me in the you-know-what prison. So like I said, he's arriving at MDC in Brooklyn, not MCC, where this guy apparently did something to himself while the cameras were all broken and everybody was sleeping and looking away. And it seems there's still a few more they're looking to go after. Williams reiterated his call for others who worked with SBF to come forward. If you participated in misconduct at FTX or Alameda, now is the time to get ahead of it. We are moving quickly and our patience is not eternal. They had plenty of patience when they were getting all of these donations from SBF. Only when people lost all their money, all of a sudden, now they are moving quickly. So they say one of these people that they are referring to is former Alameda CEO Sam Trabucco, who seems to be staying somewhere around here. Now, I keep saying that we haven't seen capitulation in the stock market yet because everybody isn't demoralized and giving up on stocks and all that. And if you want proof of that, you only have to look at the FTT token. Now, you may be a GameStop or AMC ape with super duper diamond hands that will never sell, but that is nothing compared to the diamond-handed people that refuse to give up hope on FTT token. So let's take a look at where it's trading at right now. So guys, here we are. FTT token is still at 88 cents. You have Carol Ellison and Gary Wang saying, yes, we plead guilty to fraud. You got SBF on the plane on the way back. That's also going to get all this jail time, no money being recovered anywhere soon, it seems. And people still have hope and are still buying this, or at least not dumping the remnants of their FTT stash. And let's see what some people are saying about it right now. Okay, 11 hours ago. FTT, this really tanked. What happened? If you've been living under a rock for the last 2 months, maybe you would say that, but come on. You late as hell. FTT dip price. FTT pump $6. At least this guy says FTT going to zero. Wake up. FTT pump it December 20th. FTT, I can't believe this. Really? FTT $6. So it's really shocking to see the hope that some people still have for FTT or cryptos or crappy cryptos in general. It reminds me of the scene in Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey says, oh, so there's still a chance?
What do you think the chances are of a guy like you and a girl like me ending up together?
I'd say more like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
So it's going to be interesting to see how much actual jail time Carol Ellison and SBF get and how much they serve. My guess is that SBF is going to get 20 years, Carol Ellison is going to get 10 years, and Wang is going to get like 5 or 7 years. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and here's some more breaking news. It seems they might have found a hidden stash of where some of that FTX customer money is. And so they actually secured some of it. Let's take a look at the actual video of it.
My friend Harry and I have every intention of fully reimbursing you. Open it up!
What is this? What is this? Where's all the money?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs. Go ahead and add it up. Every cent's accounted for. That's a car. $275,000. Might want to hang on to that one.